opening hook. You're not as free as you think, because every decision you make, every belief you defend, every truth you swear by, might not be yours at all. They might be borrowed certainties, inherited from parents, teachers, society, or even fear itself, and like invisible chains, they bind your mind while convincing you that you're standing on solid ground. Certainty feels good. It silences doubt. It offers the illusion of control. When you're certain, you don't have to wrestle with uncomfortable questions. You don't have to sit in the terrifying space of, I don't know, but this comfort comes at a price. Certainty is seductive because it numbs vulnerability. But in that numbness, something dies. Your ability to grow, to question, to evolve. You build walls to protect your convictions, and slowly, the walls become your prison. This isn't just philosophy. It's survival. Our brains crave predictability, because unpredictability once meant danger. In the wild, the unknown could kill you. So we inherited a hunger for certainty. But in the modern world, that same instinct keeps us trapped in rigid thinking, unable to adapt, unable to see. Yet, not everyone stayed trapped. One man, in a world addicted to absolute truths, chose a different path. A path of radical doubt, humility, and freedom. His name was Michel de Montaigne, and his escape may hold the key to your own. Who are you? Really? Most people answer with titles, beliefs, or roles. I am a teacher. I am a parent. I am a believer. But Montaigne saw through this illusion. He understood that identity built on rigid definitions becomes brittle, easy to shatter when life changes. Instead, he viewed the self as a river, constantly flowing, shifting, adapting. To Montaigne, we are not fixed beings, but ever-changing currents of thought, experience, and emotion. One moment brave, the next fearful. One moment wise, the next foolish. And that was not something to fear. It was something to accept. This acceptance was his liberation. Where others sought to define themselves once and for all, Montaigne allowed himself to evolve. He wrote openly about his flaws, contradictions, and uncertainties, not as weaknesses but as natural parts of being human. Man is, in truth, a marvelously vain, diverse, and undulating object, he wrote. By embracing his inconsistencies, Montaigne freed himself from the exhausting need to appear certain, correct, or superior. He could be wrong. He could change his mind. And in that flexibility, he found strength. It was a kind of armor, not built from rigid certainty but from radical honesty. But Montaigne's greatest lesson wasn't just about himself. It was about how we relate to the world and to others. Because once you release your grip on certainty, you encounter something far more powerful: compassion. Imagine stepping into a world where nothing is certain, and being at peace with it. That was Montaigne's revolution. In 16th century France, people clung to rigid doctrines. The church ruled over souls, monarchs ruled over lives, and philosophers fought desperately to define what was true. Amid this storm, Montaigne quietly withdrew, not into arrogance but into reflection. He built a tower, not to escape life, but to observe it. Inside, his walls were lined with books, windows into the minds of thinkers across time. But instead of searching for one ultimate answer, Montaigne did something radical. He questioned everything, including himself. Que sais-je? What do I know? This became his guiding principle, not a declaration of ignorance, but an act of humility. Montaigne understood that certainty often disguises fear. When people are terrified of the unknown, they grasp at rigid truths like lifelines. But he let go. Instead of clinging to one truth, he danced with many. He saw the contradictions in human nature, the fluidity of morality, the shifting sands of knowledge. And rather than collapse under the weight of ambiguity, he discovered something astonishing: freedom. By embracing uncertainty, Montaigne liberated his mind from the prison of dogma. He opened himself to curiosity, nuance, and the richness of life's complexity. But the question remains: how did he achieve peace in a world that demands certainty? The answer lies in the way he redefined the self, a secret that challenges everything we believe about identity and control. The most dangerous chains are the ones you can't see. For most, certainty feels like safety, but it's a silent trap. It locks you inside a narrow world where you only accept what you already believe. It blinds you to new possibilities, new truths, and even to yourself. Montaigne chose something few dare to embrace: the unknown. By surrendering his need to always be right, he stepped into a deeper kind of wisdom, one that lives not in answers, but in questions. He understood that true strength lies not in holding tighter, but in letting go. This is the secret most never discover. The more you release control, the lighter your soul becomes. No longer chained to rigid beliefs, Montaigne could see others. With compassion, he saw that behind every argument is fear. Behind every dogma is a fragile human heart, desperate for certainty. And so he met others not with judgment, but with understanding. The world didn't change, but his experience of the world transformed completely. Where others fought to conquer life, Montaigne allowed life to unfold. He became a witness to its beauty, its unpredictability, and its contradictions. And in that surrender, he found something most people spend their entire lives searching for: peace. In a world addicted to certainty, dare to find your freedom in not knowing.